There's a story that you may have already heard about. A little girl, 3.5 years old, was burned on 15% of her body after a cup was spilled by a cashier at Wawa, and they're suing. I want to bring in the lawyer for the family. His name is David Mazie. David, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me.
So let me understand what happened. We talked about this earlier, that there was a bottle of water. The cashier knocked the bottle of water over. The cup, the lid came off, fell on the little girl, and she had severe burns. What did Wawa respond? Did they own up to the accident? And why are you suing?
We're suing, obviously, because she's been severely burned due to the negligence of the clerk. But I think the real issue here is that they're superheating their water. We tested the water at that Wawa location after this happened, days after it happened, and it was over 180 to 190 degrees. Just to put that in perspective, at 150 degrees, in 1 second, your skin will suffer third-degree full-thickness burns. 1 second. This is 180 to 190 degrees.
But to the water, I mean, when I walk out of a convenience store and I have coffee, I want it to be that hot, because I'm enjoying it on what could be an hour or more ride, and the hotter the water, the hotter it stays. Otherwise, it cools off too quick. So why go after the water temperature? Isn't this really just about an accident and a mistake?
No, because there actually have been studies, scientific studies after that McDonald case, that people actually prefer to drink their coffee and tea at about 135 to 140 degrees. You don't need to be superheating to 190 degrees, knowing that every week, every few weeks, somebody's going to be spilling either coffee or tea on someone, and instantaneously you can have life-altering injuries. She's going to be scarred for life.
So again, isn't that a personal preference? I mean, somebody in the survey, could have been me, would have said, I like it hotter.
If you, or God forbid, if you or somebody you loved was severely burned and had third-degree burns and had skin grafts, you might have a different idea on that. So it's an issue of balance. It really is a balance. You have to look at, does it matter if your coffee or tea is still hot 15 minutes later, or if it's 7 minutes later? Balancing that with, we may get 10 people a year with severe burns.
All right, David, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me tonight.
Thanks for having me. All
right, let's bring back the A+ panel. Jeanette Hoffman, Republican strategist, and Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist. Guys, I understand and empathize with what Mr. Mazie had to say. I mean, you've got a little girl, 3.5 years old, burned horribly. I don't know what this has to do with the water. There are dangerous situations all over the world. Anywhere. Isn't this just about responsibility? Why didn't Wawa step up to begin with?
I don't know. This baffles me, why Wawa wouldn't step up and pay the medical bills. I mean, this girl's in a burn unit. She's going to have scars. She'll probably have to have skin grafts. She'll probably have to go to plastic surgery. I think Wawa could have avoided this whole lawsuit if they had taken responsibility, because it's not a matter of personal responsibility of the mother or the child. This was an accident caused by the Wawa employee. So I actually agree with the family on this.
You know, Wawa has a responsibility to step up and deal with their obligation here. Their employee created this situation by an accident, right? It wasn't intentional. So, I mean, I think that's really the crux of this. And now we're going to go blow this up into what the temperature of the water should be or shouldn't be. I'm going to you are. I want hot coffee. I want hot tea.
I don't think it needs to be regulated. I think it'd just be smart risk management by Wawa or 7-Eleven or whomever to say, okay, if we heat it this temperature and it accidentally spills on somebody.
But is the next step, though, are we going to have, I mean, is the next step here, we're going to go down the street here and there's going to be a law in Trenton that's going to regulate what? And we're going to have a code enforcement person?
I'm talking about them self-policing themselves and common sense, so we don't need laws on businesses that make New Jersey a more onerous state to do business.
And again, this little girl was harmed because of an accident. I'm not sure it was related to the temperature of the water. It was the fact that the clerk knocked the water over.
Okay, thanks, guys. Got to leave it there. I just want to tell you, we did receive a statement from Wawa. Let me read it to you. They said, "We are all devastated by this accident, and our hearts go out to the child and her family. However, we can't comment on the specifics of the lawsuit."